Morning, Frank. Shoulder day. Yes, BT, that's why I'm here right now. I'm picking things up and putting them down. William, thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Good morning, Cody. Appreciate you being here, brother. We're working out here, Hulk. This ain't a fucking strip show for your enjoyment. We're trying to work out. Morning, Mirko. Bless you, brother. Thanks for being here. Did some shoulders this morning with the dumbbells. Do some presses, some lateral raises, front raises maybe. Appreciate you, Mirko. Hope you're doing well, brother. Shout out to Germany. So guys, we're starting out with some shoulder presses this morning with the dumbbells. And we'll move into, maybe we'll do some front raises, some side laterals, mix it up a little bit, hit the shoulders all around. And then I want to finish up with some dips. What's up, old school? Yeah. This is the highfalutin workout. We got all the updated equipment. What's up, Sooner? Appreciate you, brother. Have a good workout. And I hope you have a good day as well, brother. Stay safe. Get those reps in. Mirko, thank you, brother. You know, I appreciate you always being here. Guys, make sure you check out Bless Calisthenics. My young friend Mirko from Germany. He's a young beast. Make sure you give his channel a look. So guys, we're working on some shoulders today. So we started out the basic exercise for your shoulders, for the overall shoulder size and strength. There's always going to be some overhead press. I'm using dumbbells. If we had a barbell, you could do that. I'm doing them seated, which I feel is a much more secure way to do them. When you're standing, you have that stabilization factor, and your lower back comes into it a lot more, right? When you throw those weights up and you're pressing overhead, you could put some pressure on your lower back. When you're seated, you're in a much more secure place, and you're isolating more of the shoulder and taking that lower body out of it. So again, you could do that with a barbell, with some dumbbells, and I always talk about my bands. So I have the luxury of making use of the gym today. If I didn't, I could use my bands to do an overhead press, and I'm just going to step into the band. I'll bring it under my chin, and I'm going to press overhead. Right, so obviously these bands come in different widths depending on your strength level. You could use a thicker band or whatever, but always a way to do it. Right, we don't need the gym. I have the gym available today, so that's what I'm going to use. So yeah, there's always a way. So again, we're always going to start off. Obviously, you do a good shoulder stretch. You can use these bands to stretch the shoulders out, right? We do that, and then usually the first exercise we're going to hit with the shoulders before we go into the isolation movements is going to be that some form of overhead press. There you go. That's a good saying. That's very true there, Mirko. When we're ready, the right people seem to always appear in our lives, right? Good morning to my brother Jack over in Sweden. Cheers to you, brother. Black Cat is here. All right, we're in Jack, we're in your wheelhouse this morning. We're in the gym, brother. We're in the gym. So first up today, we're hitting some very true, Mirko. Very true. We're hitting the shoulder presses. Always, Mirko. Always going to do calisthenics. We're always going to do a little bit of everything. As long as we're breathing, we're going to keep moving. So guys, like I said, when you're hitting those shoulders, always want to do some stretching. Make sure you stretch them out really good. Some shoulder circles. You could do some dead hangs from the pull-up bar just to loosen them up. But you don't ever want to go into any workout cold and hit cold muscles. You definitely want to get that blood flowing and get the heart rate up a little bit. So again, our basic exercise that we started off today for the shoulders, to work the shoulders, is always going to be a pressing movement. So I'm doing seated dumbbell presses. You want to start off with a light set. Do maybe 12, 15, 20 reps with a nice light weight. And then you're going to move into your working sets, right? So I'm doing sets of 10 to 12. I actually started off doing 15. A few sets in now, so my numbers are going down a little bit, so I'm doing 10 or 12 now. So we're gonna do a few more sets of the presses. And starting off, you could just look to do, again, you do that initial warm-up set, and then maybe 3 or 4 more sets of your presses, and then you can go into your isolation work. We're gonna do front raises for the front of the shoulder, side laterals for the middle of the shoulder, and then maybe we'll hit some shoulder flies for the back. And then we're going to finish up with some some dips. We don't have dip bars here in the gym, but I think we're going to try and make use of one of the treadmills. The handles on the treadmills look like they might make a good stand-in for some parallel bars. So let's get a couple more sets of presses. Appreciate that, Kat. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. Wiesenhaar, hello to you. Appreciate you popping in. We're doing some shoulders today, some dumbbell shoulder work. Maybe we'll hit one more set of the presses, and then we'll move on for the front of the shoulders, and we'll hit some front raises. Again, utilizing those dumbbells. So I'm actually in a hotel gym right now, and they have the air conditioner cranked up, so after each set, I'm just hitting a few body weight squats just to keep warm here, try and get some kind of a sweat going. No, Joey, I haven't. I don't do any type of work for my neck, if you're asking. Some type of weight work or anything. I mean, I stretch my neck, but I don't do any type of specific neck exercises. I don't. All right, last set of presses, guys. All right, guys, so that was the press. Again, that's the basic movement, the basic strength and mass building movement for the shoulders. Now we want to go into some isolation movements. So 3 parts of the shoulder: the front, the middle, and the back, right? Anterior, the mid, posterior, posterior, however you want to say it. But we want to hit each one. Now we don't, when we're doing these isolation movements, You're not looking to ego lift, right? You want to up your weights with your presses. That's where you're going to build the strength and the mass. But when we hit these isolation movements, it's not an ego lift. You're not looking to impress anybody. We're just looking to isolate that specific part of the shoulder. So to hit the front, the basic movement is always going to be a front raise. Now you could do those, if you're going to use dumbbells, you could alternate. You could come both hands at once. And again, I could hold the barbell and do it. I could hold 2 dumbbells. I have my resistance band again. Very versatile piece of equipment. I stand in the band and I'm just gonna raise just about maybe eye height, as high as my eyes. You don't have to come. A lot of times you'll see guys throwing it up above their head. I don't think that's necessary. I think you're taking, once you get to a certain level, you're kind of taking the tension off the shoulder. So if we come right to about here, that front of the shoulder is tensed right about here, right? So we're gonna keep the tension on it and come right up to eye level. So I'm gonna be doing them seated, and I'm just gonna turn my hands. They'll be in a neutral position rather than pronated. I'm gonna turn them and we'll just do alternating front raises, and I'll do them seated, okay? Thanks, Joey. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you being here. These and hard, as many as I can. I think it's safe to say that my running average is probably, I do something at least 5 days a week on most, sometimes more. Very rarely is it going to be less than that, but as often as I can. And as far as weight workouts, I kind of alternate between the weight workouts and the calisthenics, weighted calisthenics and things like that. So right now we're going to go into some, like I said, seated dumbbell front raises, and that's going to work the front of the shoulder. Again, guys, when you're doing these isolation movements, it's not a contest to see how much weight you can lift, okay? Find a nice, comfortable weight, and we're looking for, on these isolation movements, a lower weight, and if you want, you can do some higher reps. But you're not looking to, say, hey, I can grab the 50-pound dumbbells and do front raises. You know what I mean? It's not an ego lift. Good morning. How you doing? Morning to Magna. Shout out to New Jersey. So guys, with each of these exercises, obviously, your time is gonna dictate. Definitely with your presses, you want to hit 3 to 4 sets minimum with those, right? Always do a warm-up set with a real light weight, do some high reps, just to continue with the warming up after you're stretching, and then you're gonna go into your working sets, and maybe 3 or 4 good sets. Now, what you could do there too is, you could work your way up if you want. You could do just straight sets of 8 to 10, or you could start your first set with a little bit of a lighter weight, where you can get maybe 12 to 15 reps. Your second set, maybe 10 to 12 reps. and then go heavier on your third set, where you can maybe get 8 good reps. And then what you do is a drop set. Immediately after that last set of 8 with a heavy weight, you'll drop that to the floor, go back to your original weight, and you're gonna bang out your last 8, and that'll give you a good pump on that, on your presses. All right, so we're gonna hit the second set of alternating seated front raises. Also, guys, with your rest time, if you've seen me do some of the bodyweight calisthenics workouts, I like to move as quickly as possible from exercise to, I usually do them in a circuit, maybe like a push-pull squat circuit. So it's okay to go from exercise to exercise, round to round as quickly as you can in order to keep your heart rate up. But when you're in the gym looking to press the weight, obviously, you have to give yourself some time in between sets. So maybe a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, depending on your level. But at least a good minute to a minute and a half between sets. Give the body a chance to recharge and then get right back to it. Good morning to Chris. Shout out to Long Island, my friend 7 Fitness. Guys, if you haven't already, if you're here watching me, you probably know Chris. Make sure you check out his channel. You too, Magda. I'm sorry, Magda. Have a good day. Stay well. I don't take creatine, Beeson. I have nothing against it. I actually have some people that I'm working with that are taking it. If I suggest anything, it's always going to be creatine. It's dirt cheap. It's very safe. And out of all the bullshit supplements on the market, your chances of garnering any benefit from any supplement is going to come from creatine. Creatine monohydrate in that one form, plain powder, no bullshit flavored mixes, also with BCAAs and also with this and that and nitric, straight creatine powder. And you do that once a day if you're looking to supplement with something and possibly get some, there's no downside to it. It's the most studied supplement on earth. It's been studied over and over and over and over again. So it's very safe, it's very cheap. And again, if you're gonna get that, any benefit from any supplement is going to be from creatine. All right, guys, we're going to do set 3 of alternating dumbbell front raises. All right, guys, so that was 3 sets of the front raises. We'll switch over now to some side laterals, and we're gonna hit the middle of the shoulder there, the medial part. We'll do a few sets that way. So again, the basic movement for the shoulders to build size and strength is always going to be an overhead press movement, barbell, dumbbell, resistance band like I just showed you. And then there's the 3 parts of the shoulder that we want to isolate. So we just hit the front of the shoulder with a front raise, okay? And then a side lateral where we just bring the weight out to the side. We can do that with a dumbbell. Once again, our trusted resistance band. We could just step into the band. Again, we want to have a nice light band. And then we're just gonna bring our arm straight out to the side. All right, and that's gonna hit the middle of the shoulder. Yeah, you see that? I know. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if I'm not level or the floor's not. I'm not sure what it is. All right, so we're gonna hit some, we'll go out to the side. Now guys, when you do these, there's 2 versions. You could come out with straight arms, straight out to the side, or you could keep your arms at a 90-degree angle and you're gonna hold on to the dumbbells and just think like you're pouring 2 cups of milk, like you had 2 milk gallons in your hand, and you're gonna come up and you're just gonna pour the milk, right? So you can come straight out like this, or we could keep our arms at that 90-degree angle and pour that milk, all right? And that's gonna work the middle of the shoulders. So again, guys, when we're doing these isolation movements, it's not an ego lift. You want to keep your weight on the lighter side. And if anything, you can bump up your reps, right? Now, I think I was just doing that. I had a little bit, which is only natural. You're always going to have a little bit of body movement. But a lot of times in the gym, you'll see guys, and very similar if you see guys doing bicep curls with a bar or even dumbbells. And if you're doing this, you're working your lower back and you're not working your biceps. So go with a lighter, more controllable weight and go for for strict reps to really keep the tension on whatever muscle you're working. In this case, you'll see guys with those dumbbells in there, coming down and really almost jumping up to get them shoulder height. So you don't want to be doing that. So you want to minimize the body movement and keep that tension on the shoulder. Shout out to my buddy Gusto, Bronx, New York. Check out my guy over there, GFTS, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. They had a good show yesterday, guys. Go check that out, GFTS on the Game Bros channel. Some dip torture. They went a little crazy with the dips. All right, guys, we'll hit the second set of side laterals for the middle of the shoulders. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, Kat. You got to watch them. They have a mind of their own. They're not so dumb after all, right? So we'll hit another set. Again, with these isolation movement guys, depending on, you know, your time constraints, you want to get at least maybe 3 sets of them. 3 sets each, not an ego lift. Go with a lightweight and bump up your reps. Keep strict form on the isolation movements. If you want to ego lift, if you want to go for heavier weights, you're always going to do that with your overhead presses, and that's going to build the size and the strength in the overall shoulder. All right, guys, so next we'll hit up the rear shoulder fly. Now this one I really like to do if you have the luxury of having a pec deck machine at the gym where you're seated and you have your arms extended and you just bring the arms back and forth. If you don't have that luxury and you have a couple of dumbbells like we have here, we'll do a bent over shoulder fly, and I'll show you how to do that one. And that's gonna isolate, it's gonna hit the back part of the shoulders, in addition to some other muscles back there, but basically we're looking to strengthen up those rear shoulders with this move. Kat, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine, and it's pretty much what I do, to be honest with you. But again, we're just making use of the gym today. It's still a little dark outside. There's no park within walking distance, so we'll make use of what we have. But yeah, definitely pikes and those handstand push-ups. That's money. They're very difficult, so you're definitely going to build your shoulders with those, without a doubt. But again, there's always alternatives, there's always modifications. So I say if you have some modality that you're not comfortable with, that you don't, for whatever reason, you don't have access to, you just don't like it, whatever. A certain exercise, I get this pain when I do that one move. Well, don't do it, because there's always going to be some alternative. There's always going to be some modification that we could do. There's never only one way to do it. All right, guys, we'll hit one more set for those rear shoulders. I think those are the most often neglected, the rear shoulder, because when you do calisthenics, you always, in some way, shape, or form, going to bring in those front shoulders. So I think the front shoulders get the bulk of the work, right? So if and when you can, you definitely do want to get a little action going with those rear shoulders, right? So, and when I get done here, I'm going to make an attempt at doing some dips on a treadmill over there. We'll see how that goes. But when you do your dips, when you do parallel bar dips, you're always bringing the front shoulders into the action, more or less, depending on your position. So let's do one more set for the rear shoulders. All right, guys, let's take a walk around here. See if we can't get hooked up and do some dips on this treadmill. Got a makeshift set of parallel bars, hopefully. All right, that might work, guys. We'll give it a shot. Those handles are a little wide on that machine, but we'll see what we can get out of it. All right, so again, with these dips, it's basically, you know, we're pushing. So when we push, when we extend the arm, even with our overhead presses, you're always going to bring the tricep into it. And on here, again, depending if you're more vertical, if you give it a front lean, you're going to bring more lower chest and or shoulders into it. So we're going to try and hit some dips on this treadmill. All right, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. They're a little wide, not optimal, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Well, we got through that first set, Kat, so we'll see. We'll see as time goes on, as I fatigue more and more here. Yeah. Who knew old school? Who knew? We thought exercise was safe. Little did we know that we were risking our neck just to get some gains. They're a little shaky, Kat. If they broke, I'm gonna cut the live. I'm gonna grab my bag. I'm gonna run out of here like I was never here. And I'm gonna blame it on the last guy that was here. That's what we'll do. Yeah, Gus, that's a little too narrow. That's a little too narrow. I don't even think I could fit my body in between. Yeah. Never mind the treadmills, Kat, then old dog will be damaged. The hell with the treadmills. Let's not damage old dog. Let's try that again, guys. Guys, when you get a chance, jump over to Gus's channel, Game Bros. They did a nice torturous dip routine yesterday. Check that one out. All right, they're getting tough. Appreciate you guys that hit that like button. Anybody chooses to hit that subscribe button, even better. Those of you that just hung out, lurked in the background, appreciate that too. Try another set of those, guys. Okay, getting tough. Getting tough. Got this AC cranked up in here, guys. Kind of hard to keep a sweat going. It's just about finished up. Hit another set of dips. All right, guys, I think we're cooked. All right, so we hit some shoulders today. Shoulder presses. Did some front raises, side raises, rear shoulder flies. Finished up with our makeshift parallel bars. Got some dips in. So all in all, pretty good. Had to mix in a few body weight squats to keep the sweat going a little bit. We're here in the air conditioning. We got to get outside in the elements, hopefully later today, and get some real work in. So, all right, guys. So that's it. Call it a wrap. Old Dog merch. Hit that link below on the link tree for you guys that were asking me about the merch. We have channel memberships up and running. Anybody's interested, again, hit that link tree for all things Old Dog. Down there, one-on-one coaching, you could reach out to me via email. Again, all that information's down in the description. Appreciate each and every one of you guys checking in, being here, hitting the like button, subscribing, just hanging out and watching, whatever. Appreciate the feedback. Hope everybody stays safe. Go have a good day. Make sure you get your reps in. And hopefully, we'll talk to you guys later on. Thanks, guys.